welcome back.
I think I started something. I got what I wanted. Didn't I? Can't feel nothing. Superhuman.
Decision making can be so hard, especially when you get older, when you have a lot of things going on. It's hard sometimes to make sure that you're making the right decision. And then when you make the wrong decision, it's like you have to forgive yourself for making a bad decision, and it's this whole process. But personally, I would like to avoid the whole situation. I don't want to be put in a position where I'm making the bad decision and then have to pick up the pieces or try to mend things that may not be mendable. One thing I make sure to never do is to make a decision when I'm emotional. Now, emotional doesn't necessarily mean sensitive or crying or upset. Emotional could be extremely happy. But being consumed with an abundance of emotions is never the best way or the best mindset to make a decision. For example, if somebody asks you for money and you're really happy, you might actually give it to them. So a week later, when they say that they're going to pay you back and they don't pay you back, you might brush it off if you're in a good mood. A week after that, they still haven't paid you back, and then you're thinking, I shouldn't have lended them money in the first place, right? You gave them money or you helped them out because you were in a good mood, you were in abundance of positive emotions. Therefore, you made that decision. It can work the opposite way too. That's why I caution you never to make a decision when you're emotional. There are 3 times when I feel like making a decision when you're emotional is a bad thing. The first is making a life-altering decision. A life-altering decision could be anything that affects you 48 hours from now. So if you're really hungry and you eat a sandwich, chances are 48 hours from now you'll be fine. But if you're really emotional and you send a text to your ex-boyfriend, chances are 48 hours from now you'll still hear about it. And keep in mind, this also goes for the positive end. So if you're constantly giving to somebody that you feel like needs your help and you're in a good mood and you feel like you're doing the right thing, that's fine. But keep in mind that sometimes we can be enablers. And you don't want to enable somebody because you're always in a good mood and they catch you at the right time, and then you're crippling them for the future. Another time when I prefer not to make a decision when emotional is when posting on social media. Now, posting on social media can be fine normally. We usually are prepared for it. So we'll take a bunch of pictures, or we might be responding to something or a conversation. But sometimes once we get to the caption, we have an issue. Do you ever feel like captions are directed at you or somebody, or something clearly happened according to someone's caption? It's like the caption won't have anything to do with the actual picture. For example,
old to me, new to you.
Or,
Best you ever had.
or,
Your bestie could never.
sometimes when we feel envious or inadequate or any type of negative emotion, we'll put that in the caption or subliminally post that socially. And a lot of us grew up in this technology age and this age of being exposed. It's like your business is constantly out there, or you're constantly showing what's going on in your life. But it's okay to be private about things. And it's okay to deal with those emotions first and then post a caption that has to do with the picture. This also goes for posting about a significant other. I think that oftentimes that's where people will go wrong with showing that emotion through a caption or a tweet or a snap. And sometimes it can be hurtful. In high school, I was definitely on the receiving end of some negativity through Twitter, and that kind of stuff can be very hurtful. But when it comes to a significant other, oftentimes people can put emotions first and then reason later. If you just take a step back and decide not to post that tweet, you can definitely avoid a lot of anger and a lot of upset people and a lot of business that just doesn't need to be out in the streets. A lot of feelings and regrets could be spared. And what I believe to be the worst time to make a decision while emotional is when giving somebody a piece of your mind. Anger can fuel some really bad conversations, and you can't always come back from the words that you use. I've definitely lost a friendship or two from just how I reacted to being upset or being angry. No one deserves to feel that same level of anger as you. Sometimes you just have to deal with that anger first and then react to the situation. One thing that I do that helps is writing down how I feel, or writing down what I'm thinking. If I write it down, chances are I'm going to read it back over before sending it, and then I realize exactly what I'm saying and how much hurt is actually being conveyed through those words. So make sure you think twice, look at something with a level head before reacting to a situation that may make you angry, especially when it has to do with people you care about. The reality is we're not always going to be allotted the time to come down from those emotional episodes or moments when we're feeling emotional. But if you do have the time, take it.
Every single record, auto tune in, zero emotion, muted emotion, pitch corrected, computed emotion. I on a model broad with a Hollywood smile.